This is game 5, and we're tied at 2 apiece. And as we said moments ago, Doug, the pressure is firmly on the Phoenix Suns, the #1 overall seed in the NBA playoffs.
Well, Kevin, you can see statistically what happens to the game 5 winner, what happens, they go on and win 84% of the time. So Phoenix knows they win tonight. They've got 2 chances and a game 7 at home if they need be. They lose tonight, they've got to go to Dallas hoping to win game 6 to get back home for that game 7 they've worked so very hard for all season long. Kevin, I think it'll be very interesting as this game gets started. I thought in game 4, Phoenix came out very flat. They did not play with the emotion necessary to make them the team that they played all season long. Dallas played like a team that needed the game more. Tonight, Phoenix Suns must play with a great sense of desperation, but under control and with great efficiency.
Our officials tonight, Steve Javie, Mike Callahan, and Tom Washington, and we are underway, and the Mavericks with their point guard Jason Terry to Josh Howard to Dirk Nowitzki and into Dampier. This is what they want to establish early, but he fanned from point-blank range. Sean Marion the other way. And they got Dampier on Nash. And Dampier looking out of the side of his stance there saying, where's my help? And this is Sean Marion for 3.
Well, already you can see when Nash gets in the paint, any help he kicks out. That was missing in game 4.
And Jason Terry swashbuckles inside for 2. Marion again. Nowitzki with the rebound.
I think Dallas has to play here with a quiet efficiency, Kevin. They cannot get caught up into a frantic pace. Run when it's there. When it's not, throw that ball in the post. Get high percentage shots like that.
Got a couple right inside. And Steve Nash, who leads the NBA playoffs with assists, and it looks like Jimmy Jackson stepped out of bounds.
You cannot consistently run in this game taking the ball out of the basket. So you play good defense. Defense does not stop till you rebound the ball. Then when you run, that's when Marion and Stoudemire are effective, and also Quentin Richardson spotting up with the threes as well as Jimmy Jackson.
Marion is on Nowitzki. We have seen this matchup the entire playoffs in this series. Nowitzki. And a rebound by Stoudemire, and this is what Dallas doesn't want to happen and what Phoenix does want to happen. Controlling the defensive glass, and Nash cashing in at the other end.
The open floor, he goes right to the 15-footer, pulls up and knocks it down. And here's Jason Terry right back. So I think that shot is too quick because this is what it leads to right here.
2-on-1, Marion, Richardson. Sean Marion with the bad pass from Quentin Richardson. And here comes Michael Finley.
Jason Terry's got to pull that ball back. That was too quick of a shot.
Jackson is guarding Finley, and Howard is wide open. Coming off a 29-point game 4, he nails a 3 right there.
He had a 30-point game in regular season in here, Kevin, so he likes America West Arena and likes playing against the Suns.
And really emerging, and this is second playoffs.
And it's really been his offensive rebounding that really has hurt. 1 dunk in game 4 after getting 8 in game 3. But the fans really would love to see him get one of those explosive plays early in this game.
So would his teammates.
Absolutely. That lifts their spirits. It's sort of like walking down the street with the bully. You feel a little bit better about yourself.
Richardson comes out on Howard. And stopping on a dime, finds 2 inside.
He's been so active. He's starting out with Steve Nash. They want to keep a bigger player on Nash. Let Jason Terry guard Quentin Richardson because the Suns really don't look to post him up.
Screen by Stoudemire. Pick and roll with Nash. Rebound by Richardson on the offensive glass. Nash for 3.
Well, he put on some kind of shooting demonstration on Sunday. 20 of 28. I thought he passed up 4 or 5 open shots. Thought he got self-conscious. Felt like he was shooting too much. Mike D'Antoni said, they give you those shots tonight, you take them. If you have to take 30 shots, you do what's necessary to get your team to win.
And then Nash was making some bad passes. That's the 9 turnovers as Terry takes it in the lane for Dallas.
Well, he's such an unselfish player. He was worried about Stoudemire not being involved, Marion and these guys. He was forcing passes into traffic. So he had 5 assists and 9 turnovers.
Howard on Nash, and it's out to Quentin Richardson. Nice defense on the perimeter by Jason Terry. Nash over Howard for 3. Now that was a wrinkle that Dallas instituted game 4, putting a taller defender on Steve Nash.
They'll try to keep him out of the lane. Plus, they don't want Terry guarding him. They want to keep a bigger guy. They'll come in with Darrell Armstrong. He'll get up the floor, pressure him. You'll see Finley guard him a little bit. They don't want to play Nash with a smaller player.
Dallas has hit 4 of their first 8 shots. Howard, Dampier, lost it inside. So both touches inside for Dampier produced nothing. And here is Amar'e Stoudemire. Oh, rejected by Dampier.
That's why they want Dampier in the game, because that big body can be effective in there, Kevin. You pointed out when he plays 30 minutes, they've won both games. When he's been in foul trouble, they've lost them both.
We'll switch on defense now. It's Richardson on Terry. And he crashes in on that.
Dallas is off, I think, to a very good start in a game with this kind of energy in this crowd. They've done a nice job of staying in the scheme of things. They're getting very good shots.
That's a good point. If they can weather the early going of the emotion of Phoenix, and we mentioned before the pressure on them, a rebound by Howard on the Nash missed shot. Michael Finley, boy, he has been so up and down in this series, and that's a good sign from him early.
You let him go left and shoot the ball, he's about a 75% shooter on those kind of open shots.
Nice pass inside on the alley-oop to Richardson, and the assist to Steve Nash, who comes up with his second feed tonight.
See, the Suns really don't like the post.
We're approaching the 6.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Both point guards have scored well. 6 for Terry, 8 for Nash. Right now we're tied at 13. The shot clock here, Doug, at 3, and Dirk Nowitzki with the rejection by Shawn Marion. Phoenix is at 5 of their first 10 shots. Amar'e Stoudemire. Stackhouse. And quickly out now to Jason Terry and Nowitzki.
You see Jason Terry and Josh Howard off to terrific starts. The Mavericks shooting 55%, so not a good sign right now for the Suns defensively. See Jerry Stackhouse's numbers. I thought he was coming off the best game of the postseason. You get to the free throw line, you throw the ball on the post, you shoot a high percentage, you don't turn the ball over, you offensive rebound, all the things that Dallas did in game 4. That's why Nash had to do so much. There was no running game for them. You see, here's the double team.
Nice knock away by Jason Terry. And Dallas comes the other way, led by 32-year-old Michael Finley. And here's Stackhouse for 3. And a big hit by Stackhouse off the bench, 1 of 1. And hitting a couple free throws, he's got 5.
Actually shooting a better percentage from 3 than he is from the field right now. So he's got that three-pointer locked in pretty well.
They tried the pick and roll right there, and Dallas's defense pretty good.
You can see what they're doing. They want Nash to shoot jumpers.
They'll do it.
Take him out of the paint.
Jimmy Jackson for 3.
That's 4 threes already in the game, though. 2 for Nash, 1 for Marion, 1 for Jimmy Jackson. Offensive rebounds. I heard Steve Kerr talking about it last night. Offensive rebounds create such wide open three-point shots because you don't have anybody to guard. That ball's kicked out to the perimeter, and that's when you get those good looks.
Here's Stackhouse again, dancing on Jackson. Stackhouse again continues his good start, taking the place of Dampier at the other end. There goes Marion. Now that was interesting because Phoenix runs on a made basket by Dallas.
Well, they're going to run on every occasion, but see what happened. Dallas ran down the floor that time. They didn't see the basketball. Dirk never saw the ball, so the ball was on top of him before he even knew where it was.
Well, Jackson's going to chase Stackhouse, and here comes a drive inside by Terry. A rejection by Stoudemire.
Look at the open 3 that it leads to.
Richardson.
That's the kind of shots that Quentin Richardson feasts off.
Rebounding is even so far. Dirk Nowitzki finding a lot of white jerseys around him as he corkscrewed inside. I was just going to say that. That's good.
You got to sprint to the half court, loves to shoot threes like the Suns do.
Barbosa's come in for the first time for the Phoenix Suns. He's taken the place of Richardson, who has picked up 2 quick ones, and 36-year-old Darrell Armstrong has come in for the first time, taking the place of Terry.
Now Armstrong is in there to be a pest, to try to use his quickness against Nash, but he can get where he wants to get on the floor if he just takes his time.
It's tough to find any kind of point guard defensively that will match the effervescence, the energy of Nash. And here he goes inside, spin feeds Stoudemire. That's a little bit of that passion, that mojo that he creates when he slams it inside.
I played with a guy with Daryl Dawkins. You get him a couple dunks, he would screen, rebound, block shots all night long. His eyes would get real big. You gotta get those big guys dunks.
Finley had two Suns run right at him. Here's a three by Armstrong. And a rebound by Josh Howard, rejected by Marion. Howard perseveres and is fouled as he dives inside.
Barbossa's got to do a better job on his post defense because
they've been very successful in their response to what the opponent has done.
Well, and what they've done, they've been a resilient team. I don't think anybody expected them when they lost those 2 home games to Houston to be able to go on the road and win 2, especially in the fourth quarter of Game 3 when they were down 8 points. I mean, they could have been swept easily.
Here's Nash with Dampier falling back on defense.
See, Steve Nash will make 8 out of 10 of those shots. They're going to have to do a better job or he'll have another 40-point night.
Here's Stackhouse and Marion defending.
Stackhouse is on cruise control here tonight. He is in one of those offensive rhythms. Now, this is a guy who's capable of throwing up a 50-point night. He's done that in his career. Now, maybe not at this stage, but he's been a 50-point scorer.
Stoudemire just hit a great screen on Armstrong. Gets the miss inside. Dallas has Dampier and Nowitzki. Nowitzki in the
like he is now. You can rest Dirk, you can have the 4 perimeters out there with him, and you've got somebody protecting the basket. So now then you rest Dampier and come back with Dirk. So that's why it's important to keep him out of foul trouble.
Stephen Hunter has come in for the Phoenix Suns for the first time with Barbossa and Marion and Stoudemire along with Steve Nash. Here's Finley posting up on Barbossa. Dampier's missed a couple quick close-in shots every time he has touched it in his first quarter.
Steve Nash almost came down before he got rid of that ball.
Stoudemire.
They'll live with that. They want him shooting jump shots. No layups, no free throws, no dunks. Make him make shots.
Nash is 10, leading all scorers. Howard got a Dampier screen. Rebound by Sean Marion. Michael Finley leads Dallas with 9. And here is Barbossa. And Howard gave him all the room he needed to fire. Rebound by Howard.
Well, the Suns need Barbossa to have a couple good plays happen. He really gets down on himself quickly. He needs a confident game tonight. Stackhouse in the post.
Against Nash.
Dampier's fumbled about 4 balls inside that should have been field goals.
5 lead changes, 3 ties in this first quarter, with the Mavericks leading 1 time by as many as 5. Suns have led 1 time by as many as 3. Barbossa.
That's a very positive sign for the young guy. It's like he got hit in the mouth on the last possession. His lower lip was bleeding. They're trying to post him up. Let's see if they go back to Finley in the post. Looks like maybe a screen roll here with Armstrong.
Stackhouse 3 of 4. And the shot clock showing 3 against Nash.
Jerry Stackhouse just way too big, but here again is the retaliation basket.
A great play by Stackhouse to knock it offline. Armstrong the other way for the Dallas Mavericks, and Michael Finley against his teammate, former teammate Steve Nash. That's a throwaway with a Hunter interception. And Nash gets it right back with a good defensive play from behind for Dallas.
Big guy, you did a good job. Pick the ball up. You want to get out on the floor playing. You don't want to do that handling the basketball, making errors. You're on a short leash over there right now. Make good things happen.
Both teams have a foul to give in the final 38 seconds of this first quarter.
2 for 1. 2 for 1 here, Kev, if he can get a shot off.
Nash and Stephen Hunter.
Boy, Steve Nash looked at Stephen Hunter and said, slow down, take your time. It's like he's trying to make so much happen in a short period of time. He's got to relax, make some good minutes happen, but the more he tries this hard, the more difficult it's going to be for him to perform.
1 second difference, game clock and shot clock winding down the first quarter.
There's a double team and it frees up a 3-point shot.
Nash with the rebound. Armstrong slowed that up, and now time to run out in the first quarter will come to a close.
Stoudemire had 1 dunk, but it wasn't of that ferocious variety, more of a little baby dunk than what we normally see. There's a little bit of an unforced error.
Nash is on the bench to begin the second quarter. Barbossa is in there with Jackson, Richardson, Stoudemire, and Marion. Dallas begins with newly instated Marquise Daniels, Howard, Jason Terry, Dampier with the ball, Nowitzki over there in the corner at the top of your screen. Daniels, and no one comes on him. And inside to Dampier, another close-in shot missed by Eric Dampier. Barbosa.
He knows Steve Nash now. Let's see how smoothly the offense runs. 3 seconds.
Yep, inside. 3-second violation.
Gets caught in the lane, but let's see now if Phoenix can run their offense and get the shots they want to get. So Mike D'Antoni can give Steve Nash some rest.
Nowitzki's got 2, and this is over Stoudemire.
That's a tough shot.
Suns have had 2 trips and 2 turnovers, and almost a third right there as we start this second quarter. Stoudemire, 1 of 5. Jackson for 3. Tipped nicely inside by Josh Howard, who seems to get his hand on the ball all the time.
Well, he's aggressive. He's got long arms. He's got a very good knack for the basketball. Here's Dampier once again.
Coming up
and taking that quick early jump shot. They've moved the ball from side to side, come back, made the extra pass, getting the shot, and they're doing a better job driving the ball to the basket. That's what happens. You put the pressure on the defense.
Steve Nash. Dampier may have altered the shot. Hunter is back in the game. Multiple tries, nothing to show for it. Dampier rips down his 7th rebound. Jason Terry. And a rebound by Shawn Marion, one of the top rebounders in the playoffs. He has 3. Dallas on a 7-0 run. Jackson against Nowitzki. And Dampier altered that shot and altered that pass. And finally, Marion pumps it in.
See Dampier being inside. He's a big man. He's got long arms. We've seen a couple deflections, a block. That's why Avery Johnson is adamant about him staying on the floor. You know, maybe his numbers are not going to blow you away, but he prevents the Suns from just going to the basket and getting easy layups.
Played a lot of minutes already, has Dampier. 11 minutes. He's only missed a couple on the bench. Just getting the rest. Here's Dirk Nowitzki. Inside to Howard. Dirk Nowitzki with the assist, his first tonight.
Again, Josh Howard just being active, Kevin. He's just making his presence felt. Really no plays to run from other than maybe a post-up when he has a smaller player. Now he's back guarding Steve Nash once again like he opened the game.
Howard, who is defending, has 10 points. Here's Nash off that 48-point Game 4 performance in Dallas. Nash has a game-high 12. Mavericks 42% from the field to start. Dampier against Hunter. The shot clock at 4 for Terry. Tapped by Dampier.
Second shots. Kevin, we talked about it. Games 3 and 4. Dallas 40 offensive rebounds. Suns got away in game 3, give up 24 offensive rebounds and still won the game. That will not happen tonight.
Here comes Phoenix, 37%. Richardson scoops it up. I think Marion tapped it in. He did.
But see, that's when Marion is at his best, outrunning. So you don't have to run the plays for him. He'll get 20-something points by being able to get on the offensive board, running the floor, getting out of the lane, shooting a couple jump shots.
Stoudemire on the bench for the Phoenix Suns. Hunter is in there on Dampier, and Richardson tries to guard Nowitzki. That is a charge on Dirk Nowitzki.
They're doing a nice job defensively. Dallas is only shooting 39%.
Nash right now leading the Suns in points with 12, rebounds with 7, and assists with 4. Shawn Marion. Leaning inside, offensive rebound by Quentin Richardson. Dampier has just picked up his 2nd personal foul tonight.
Second chance opportunities. That's keeping them alive right now.
Earlier in the series, it was openly critical of Dampier's lack of aggression.
Back in the game after a terrific run in the first quarter.
Here's Jason Terry.
Oh, wow, that's too easy there.
He just chiseled his way inside. It was too easy. That is a 2-point play and a 4-point Dallas lead.
You see, that's where Dampier did a nice job. He took that big body and sealed Stephen Hunter so he couldn't come over to block the shot. So it's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but he did get Jason Terry that layup.
Steve Nash. Shawn Marion.
He is so quick. He goes to left every time. So when you play him, you got to make sure that you get on that hand and make him try to go back to his right.
Michael Finley. 1 of 4 start for Finley. Nash, who leads all scorers with 12. And his buddy Nowitzki guarding him. That's a foul.
With the Suns, they use him mostly as a three-point shooter to spread the floor, so he really does not post very often.
Nash to home. Stephen Hunter. Wow, that was a bad.
Ooh, they only have 4, but Dallas has none. That's a big shot for Stephen Hunter. You see him shaking his head. He and Barbosa must give them some good minutes. It can't be just come in and take up some space. They've got to give him some good minutes. So Mike D'Antoni can rest his starters some.
Mavericks have led by as many as 7. Suns had a big lead of
body into him, so we'll watch that matchup to see if they try to go back to that once again.
Marion and Dirk Nowitzki. Smooth diving inside Nowitzki, who now has gone 2 of 5 with 6 points.
Amar'e Stoudemire's got to get his game going right now. He's got to emotionally get in this game. Something's got to happen here to get himself going. Right now, he's just sort of going up and down the floor, not playing with that same kind of fire and passion necessarily coming his way because of what's happening in the half court. His activity can create opportunities. There's the double team. They're taking the ball out of his hands, but now he's got to get to the offensive backcourt.
This 3 by Richardson. Dallas is certainly running a lot of defenders at Stoudemire tonight. This is Jerry Stackhouse over Richardson, and Stackhouse has started 5 of 6.
Well, he was great in Game 4, and he's even better tonight. So he started getting into a good rhythm. Did not shoot the ball well in the Houston series or the first 2 games of this series.
Richardson double teamed inside. Look at Howard again, getting his hand on the ball. That's the good news. The bad news is he only has 1 point in 15 minutes. Nash. Oh, nice pass inside to Stoudemire.
Oh, that's a great pass. Get the double team, kick it out of there quickly, and you get it to the right man, Nash, to make the play. Beautiful left-hand bounce pass to Amar'e.
Dallas has hit a couple of threes. Phoenix is at 4. Jackson on Stackhouse, and the shot clock is at 6. Wow, is he on fire? 6 of 7, 15 points.
That was good defense. That was just better offense. You know, Jerry starts going left. You know he's coming back right, so you got to lay on that right hand.
Marion, Jackson, Nash, Richardson, Stoudemire, the Phoenix 5. Stoudemire right into the teeth of Nowitzki's defense. And a good offensive rebound for Stoudemire.
That's a good play. You know, go right back at him once again. There you go.
Let's talk about this.
Energy. Make things happen, Kevin. Don't stand around and wait for it to come your way. You're too good. You're too talented.
Stackhouse, Howard, Nowitzki, Terry, and Finley, the Dallas 5. Howard.
Michael Finley's been very quiet since Game 2 in here. He had that big night at 5 of 6 threes. At that time, Michael Finley drops one.
His first field goal, Doug, since 7:03 left in the first quarter. Richardson sidesteps the defense well.
That's twice now we've seen that play on both sides of the floor. One a dunk. This time Steve Nash comes down. Jason Terry's fronting in the post, and Phoenix got into that so quickly there was no weak side help.
We've had 4 lead changes and 4 ties in this game. Nowitzki across the lane and right into Marion.
See, they're throwing the ball into the post so much more than they did to start this series.
Stoudemire. Even on makes, the Phoenix Suns will run. And now you see some momentum building.
Shot 11 in Game 4, but tonight it's only his 3rd free throw. That tells you his activity level. When he's not getting to that line a lot, he's not out there doing the things that he does best. He doesn't necessarily always have to have a play run for him. He's such a good player.
Dampier has come in for Michael Finley and Dirk Nowitzki. Well, he's now getting hot. Nowitzki is 4 of 7 with 10, 8 in this quarter.
I thought he was coming off his most efficient offensive game in Game 4. 9 of 15, 25 points. Made the game look very easy on Sunday afternoon.
And a strong 8 rebounds in that game. Stoudemire, 3 defenders around him. There's a foul. Doug, you put it so well.
No, he can get 6 or 7 offensive boards and scores. He can get to the line. He can block shots.
Stoudemire now with 9. Nash has been filling every category for the Suns with 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. A game-high 15 for Dallas's Jerry Stackhouse.
The last 3 minutes here, very, very important to the Suns. They're hanging around. They don't want Dallas to have a little close where they can get this to double digits.
Jackson on stack. Rebound by Stoudemire.
See how he scored a couple baskets, all of a sudden he's rebounding now, running the floor. Here he comes once again.
Fed by Nash, who checked it inside beautifully by Dampier, his second. And Howard racing the other way for the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas is answering every time the Suns have had a little run, a little success.
Stoudemire 2 turnovers in a row.
There's a 4-on-2 with Nowitzki pulling up for 2.
Talk about that little run, Kevin. It was a 4-point game. But Phoenix has no points off them, so there's been no extensive running game for the Suns tonight because the efficiency the Mavericks have played with on the offensive end.
Here's Stackhouse with the game-high 15. Into Nowitzki, who shoves the defense and corkscrews his way around Stoudemire. And now Dirk has 12.
Lead is up to 8. Can Steve Nash find a way to get him a basket here? They need him to orchestrate a good last 2 minutes.
Dallas won game 2 of this series on this score. Stoudemire inside, doing what he does so well. Kind of a sulking Dampier trudges way over to the Dallas sideline. The biggest players sometimes are the most sensitive players on the floor.
Well, but that's why as a coach you've got to be able to know when to put your arm around them and try to encourage them because you need those big guys playing well. It's like the big linemen in football along the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Big men own the paint. That's where the game is won.
Well, that's your second half on reference tonight. Here's Stackhouse for 3. And look at the hustle of Shawn Marion. And the creator, Nash. Nash has 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 12 points. And into Howard.
That was a forced shot there by Steve. He could have got a little bit better than that one.
Phoenix now at 40% from the field. Doug told you before, 48% shooting for Dallas. Suns have a foul to give, and they launch that long 3 with Finley on the miss, and Finley has started 2 of 7. Nash. Richardson for 3. Stackhouse with an acrobatic catch, and he saves it for Dallas.
Notice how when Quinn Richards catches the ball, Kevin, they're running at him. They're forcing him to dribble the ball to shoot it, not letting him get those feet set. That's a scouting report. Make him dribble the ball.
That's a foul on Stoudemire way out. That'll be 3 free throws for Dirk Nowitzki.
From 3 in the playoffs, their opponents are shooting almost 43% from 3. Foul with only 19 seconds, a little under 19 seconds to go.
Mavs have made 7. Now 8. And no fouls to give either way.
So they could play this screen roll different with Stephen Hunter being in the game rather than Stoudemire. They could be much more aggressive on Nash. They just switch it and let Nowitzki play him.
Nash for 3. Rebound by Dallas, which will tie the rebounding in the first half at 27 apiece. Well, nothing against Jess, but Steve Javie might be the best official in the business in this NBA, and so, but they don't lose much with Kersey in there, a longtime veteran, and here we go. Starting the second half, this is Jimmy Jackson. Quick foul, counted for 2. Jimmy Jackson completes the 3-point play. Howard is still in the game after getting hit below the belt. And he is out there with Finley, Dampier, Terry, and Dirk Nowitzki will try to set a screen. Michael Finley over Marion.
A little miscommunication that time. Jimmy Jackson and Shawn Marion. Jimmy Jackson thought that help was coming from one side. He pushed him that way, and no one there to help at all.
It's Nash across the lane with the deceptive fake on Howard, who bit it.
He is in such a good rhythm right now offensively.
Jackson, Richardson, Nash, Stoudemire, Marion, the Phoenix 5. Nash, 14 points. They got the switch, and Dampier was defending after the screen by Stoudemire, who grabs the offensive rebound. And into the 3-foul, Dampier. And Dampier's got the rebound.
But you can see his big body prevented Stoudemire from getting where he wanted to get on the floor. He just sort of muscled, and there's a carry. So it's back-to-back turnovers now. Stackhouse here to start this third period. Only a minute and a half being played. Avery Johnson didn't like something.
Pass, Nash to Richardson.
That's 3 times now we've seen that play. 2 dunks for Quentin Richardson and 1 layup. So good eye contact. That's 10 assists now for Steve Nash.
He's got 10 and 14 points. He's 2 rebounds away from a double-double.
Listen to this crowd. They're finally getting in the game. The sun's giving him something to cheer about.
Nowitzki, and fouled as he shot. Stackhouse very quickly with less than 2 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Well, there's something got to be wrong there with Josh Howard as Nowitzki misses the free throw.
Nowitzki from the free throw line, 5 of 7. He's 15, tying Stackhouse's 15 to lead all scorers. Nash. Oh, Stoudemire wasn't even looking.
Well, see, Nash fumbled that ball, so at the last minute, instead of shooting it, he tried to pass it.
Jason Terry.
As Nash went up to shoot that ball, Kevin, it slipped out of his hands. Uh-oh.
Look at that. Amar'e Stoudemire with Nowitzki falling down, and Stoudemire's 15th dunk of this series.
When you score against Phoenix, you can't celebrate. You better get your track shoes on and sprint back to the other end. That's about 3 times now we've seen them counteract an easy 2 with a quick 2 on the other end.
Dampier. On the way he was going with that pass. Here comes Nash. Into Terry. Defended well.
It's on the shot clock. It took 3 seconds to get a dunk for Stoudemire.
The shot clock is down to 7 for Jerry Stackhouse.
He hadn't even hit the rim tonight.
7 of 10.
See, Finley now is guarding Nash because Howard is hurt. Finley cannot guard Steve Nash.
Where he is making his first trip tonight.
Mavericks still shooting 49%. So Phoenix is going to have to stop changing baskets here, Kevin. At some point in time, there's got to be a skirmish 4 or 5 minutes where you get some defensive stops and some rebounds.
Nowitzki over Marion. Marion out of the shot. Good catch by Dampier. Shot clock is at 6. And here's Jason Terry. Dirk Nowitzki.
The old Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki pick and pop there that we saw for about 4 years in Dallas. That's where Nowitzki really misses Nash.
Nash going inside, and Stoudemire couldn't handle the pass. Here's a 3-on-2. Stackhouse inside Finley. And out of bounds.
2 points go away from Dallas, and a chance now for Phoenix to cut back into this lead.
Nash scoops it home.
See, Michael Finley just cannot stay with him. It's a tough task to ask him as a 6'6", basically small forward, big guard to try to guard Nash.
They bring in Armstrong. Jason Terry, who has quietly had a good game tonight. He's got 10 points, 5 of 10 from the field. This is Amar'e Stoudemire. Right into Dampier.
Amar'e Stoudemire, the one thing he's got to be very careful about is an offensive foul. Having 3, he's got to make sure he stays under control.
Jackson is on Stackhouse. Dampier had it, but Stoudemire grabs it, and Phoenix can take their first lead since the first quarter. For the lead, Marion.
This is a must-win game for Phoenix. I know it's only the 5th game, but they do not want to lose tonight and go have to win game 6 in Dallas in front of that crowd.
Stackhouse to Dampier, foul on Richardson.
See if Quentin Richardson can shake loose for a 3 here, Kevin. It'd be really big if they can find a way. Hasn't made any 3-point shots to find him and tie this game up.
Nash, who now has a triple-double with that last rebound. Offensive rebound by Richardson. Here comes Marion right into Nowitzki. Nice deflection inside by Jerry Stackhouse. And Stackhouse the other way. Michael Finley over Jackson. Dampier tried to get a hand on it. Rebound by Stoudemire. He's got 9. Nash. Richardson. By Amar'e Stoudemire.
Just hustle. That's just great hustle by the young guy.
They're tied at 65. Fifth tie of the game. That's a foul. and Nowitzki got poked in the eye, and that speaks for itself.
I think it would be an incredible accomplishment for the Suns.
Because we know the bench of Dallas is very long and very good. It's Jason Terry over Nash. Rebound by Stoudemire. And he is fouls.
Plus 22 points in the paint. Second chance points, 15 for Phoenix. Only 4, so plus 11. So they are dominating the inside. What they're not getting is their normal three-point shooting. That's why they don't have a big lead in this game.
Phoenix hunting for their first lead since the first quarter. And they're down right there with Steve Nash. First lead since 8-10 of the first quarter.
He's just working himself to uncontested shots, Kevin. Those are 12-foot uncontested shots. Dallas has got to keep pursuing on those screen rolls. The guard is stopping.
Dallas has missed their last 5 shots from the field. And the shot clock here at 5 for Stackhouse. 8 of 12.
Well, they're going to that anytime there's a switch. Jerry Stackhouse is going right into the post with a smaller player and punishing him. That's a 15-footer.
Nash, it's Stoudemire set a screen there to switch defensively for Dallas.
Del Harris is talking to Avery Johnson. I mean, you can't give Steve Nash that shot. You might want to make him shoot the ball, but not uncontested at 12 feet.
Nash has 2 in the quarter. Very miss for Stackhouse. Here comes Nash. Trying to work him back in an errant pass and a 3-on-1 with Terry to Josh Howard, who is back in after getting looked at in the locker room. And Dirk Nowitzki is walking back out onto the floor. Sean Marion getting an assist from Amar'e Stoudemire. Boy, the pace of the second half is something else.
Which favors Phoenix. You heard Charles Barkley say at halftime they can't win a slow game. All of a sudden now the pace starts to favor them. They get up over 100 points in this building. They're going to be tough to beat.
Shot clock at 4. Over Marion, Josh Howard. Rebound by Stoudemire.
Dallas holding the ball now. You heard Avery Stoudemire earlier talk about moving the basketball. Stop playing one-on-one.
It's Nash again. Oh, and Nash is fouled as he goes inside. And that ball is belted out of bounds, and a technical foul has been assessed.
Was that Josh Howard that punched that ball?
There were so many players in that pile you couldn't see, but I'm assuming it is.
A few minutes ago, he was icing the left eye, a little bit of swelling, but good news, he's back on the floor for the Mavs.
Avery Johnson is in the ear of Josh Howard. He's so
right ways. I mean, Josh Howard had a brilliant game. They need him. They need his defense. They need his rebounding, his passion, but you got to channel it.
Steve Nash has his first career playoff triple-double. 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists. Nowitzki back in, 6 of 11.
He's got to come in and be a positive force. He's really the only guy that plays off their bench. He has to give them quality minutes.
It's Stackhouse to the rack around Jimmy Jackson. Dallas is shooting 45%. The Suns are shooting 43%. Nash again.
I have no idea what Dallas is trying to do on that screen roll right now, but Nash is just punishing them. They're going to have to make a decision. They can't let him just get in the lane and shoot the ball like that.
He's got 27, Doug, and 15 have come in this third quarter.
And he's got 11 assists and 11 rebounds, so he's playing the entire game tonight. Not just the points, but he has assists, the rebounds, the whole thing. Look at this shot.
Nowitzki from 3, and Marion defended it well.
We've seen 3 or 4 jump shots. They're going to keep going back to the same play until Dallas stops it. Look where he's getting on this. I mean, this is a little running jump shot that he's taking, actually.
Dallas led at halftime by 7. Now they trail by 5. Approaching 2 to play in the third quarter. It's Stackhouse again, Jackson defending.
A lot of standing around now. Look at that clock. This is not the same team we saw in the first half.
Nowitzki fouled.
And Jimmy Jackson rubbing that right knee. It looked like he took a knee. I'm sure Dallas is going to try to put the pressure on here to finish this quarter. All the quarters have been to Dallas. It's been 12-4 combined the first quarter and the second quarter. So they have done a good job closing out the quarters.
It's Barbosa for 3. Offensive rebound by Stoudemire, and as Phoenix has put together a 50+% third quarter shooting. Marion barely closes the rim. Barbosa comes up with that ball hit the rim. They didn't reset the shot clock. Terry 2-on-1. Stackhouse and Nowitzki with the great trail. Just like that, Dallas to within a point. Nash.
That's one of those passes he made in Game 4 where he got into congestion and tried to force it when it wasn't there. That's why he had 9 turnovers. So Dallas has a chance to go right back into the lead.
Nash has 3 turnovers tonight. Nowitzki doubled. Nice ball rotation. Stackhouse for the lead. Tap by Dampier. Claimed by Terry. Lost it to Nash. 3-on-1. Nash. Again a bad pass, Doug.
He got hung in the air that time. He's got to take that shot.
Here he goes with the 3. And a Dampier rebound. Dampier's got 13 rebounds. There are no fouls to give either way. Terry's got 10.
Jason Terry thought he got hit on the elbow. He's going to mess around and get a tackle. Got to get back on defense.
And Jackson for 3. Stackhouse in there digging it out. Terry gets it. In the final seconds, and Dallas can take a lead going into the fourth quarter if they hit right here.
Well, Stackhouse going to isolate at the top. They got to force him to his left. He wants to go right. Jimmy Jackson's got to make him go left.
Oh, and he got the foul. Jackson bites.
In the playoffs. Phoenix had actually pushed the lead to 5. They've gone from 7 down to 5 up. And now they're going to go in.
Barbosa.
1 down. Fighting for their playoff life right now, Kevin. It's going to be the biggest 12 minutes of the Phoenix Suns season. Steve Nash, 13 rebounds. His previous career high playoffs was 7. 13 defensive rebounds. And
that's on the heels, that triple-double, of a 48-point performance in Dallas on Sunday in Game 4. Marion takes it away from Nowitzki. Marion, Stoudemire, Richardson, Jackson, Barbosa. That is the Phoenix 5.
And how long can the Suns go without Steve Nash?
Phoenix has missed their last 6. Marquise Daniels is in with Stackhouse, Nowitzki, Dampier, and Armstrong. That is the Dallas 5 to start the 4th. Barbosa, Sean Marion for 3. Rebound Dampier, a playoff career high, 14 rebounds.
In 2 games that they've won in this series, they were plus 51 from the 3-point line. Tonight, that is not the case. They're only plus 3 points.
Walter McCarty has come in for Richardson, who just picked up, as you saw, his 5th personal foul. Marquise Daniels inside the Dampier, who has scored 2 points. Now Nowitzki. And Stoudemire with the rebound. The Phoenix Suns in rebounding tonight are plus 9. That is very important in the words of Mike D'Antoni, their coach. Jackson.
You can see Jimmy Jackson's going to handle the basketball now with Nash out of the game. They're going to put Barbosa off the basketball. Finley now being played Barbosa. Let's see if they try to go into the post.
How about the Suns inside tonight, Doug? Plus 26 points in the paint.
It's amazing. Here's the matchup they want. Finley's got to take his time and just go up and shoot the basketball.
Rebound by Jackson on the Finley miss.
Barbosa took the challenge. If he'll take that challenge, the Suns got a great chance to win this game.
Jimmy Jackson right there. Couldn't get it to go, but he gets his own miss and he puts it in for the Phoenix Suns. And now Phoenix leads it by 3.
Well, Dallas screen roll defense has not been very good tonight. Everybody's getting right into the lane, Kevin. That leads to second shots if you miss.
Stackhouse, and the rebound by Stoudemire, claiming his 14th rebound with 18 points. Stoudemire.
This crowd feeds off this young guy's energy. 14 rebounds. Charles Barkley said he needs 20 defensive rebounds tonight. He has 14 total rebounds.
Phoenix has started the fourth quarter 7-0 over Dallas.
And again, Nash is sitting on the bench. What an incredible little run here by the Suns to let him get some much-needed rest.
Deflected by Barbosa.
Mike D'Antoni was telling his guys, don't go for a pump fake here at the end of this clock. They've done it twice.
Stackhouse with the miss. Jimmy Jackson.
And the emotion and passion, this is what you have to do when you have this home crowd. You have to feed off of it with energy plays.
Dallas to start this quarter has gone 0-4 from the field. Turnover 2. Terry, Barbosa jarred the ball free. Jackson, who's got 6 to start the fourth, into Barbosa.
Barbosa's just got to keep it simple, Kevin.
Josh Howard finding himself in a straight jacket. Kicks it out to Jason Terry. Nowitzki 7 of 14, and now he's got 23, including 5 rebounds.
You can see the Phoenix bench telling Leandro Barbosa, just take your time. You don't have to do anything spectacular. Just make the simple play.
Jackson feeling it.
Yes, he is. I don't know why they're not trapping that pick and roll or doing something to keep it out of the middle.
Stackhouse at the other end. Knocked away by Marion. Dallas hit that shot moments ago that broke a drought of 4.5 minutes of nothing from the field.
Dallas is going to have to make an adjustment, though, defensively, Kevin, right now.
This is Nowitzki from Howard.
See if they go back to this screen roll once again with Jimmy Jackson. They've been able to get in the lane at will with this. This time it's going to be Barbosa and Marion.
Phoenix at 43% now from the floor for the game. McCarty, Sean Marion, one rebound after another. And Nowitzki grabs it right there. Dallas at 43%, and below that magic 45 percentile you were talking about, Doug.
When they shoot under 45%, they're 0-4 in the playoffs. They've not won yet when they shot the ball poorly. That's why they have to shoot the ball so well. Jason Terry.
Credit Brian Colangelo, who's spearheading that, who, by the way, before the game was awarded the Sporting News NBA Executive of the Year. He's the one who pulled the trigger.
Yeah, congratulations.
Nash to Stoudemire. That was a nice pick and roll.
There's that little bounce pass that we've seen throughout the series. Phoenix just slicing and dicing Dallas now on this pick and roll, getting in the lane. That's 58 points in the paint for the Suns.
It's Jason Terry for 3. Dallas is 3 of 12 from three-point territory.
I don't care about the points. The assist. How about 13 defensive rebounds? The Suns tonight have 19 offensive rebounds. That's will and determination. They got pounded the last 2 games. They gave up 40 offensive rebounds. Tonight, the Mavericks only 9.
Second chance points heavily in favor of Phoenix tonight. Nowitzki to Howard. Dancing with McCarty. Shot clock at 4. By Terry. Defended by Marion. Picked up by McCarty. It's Nash. Marion. Jackson.
When the Suns play defense, even in stretches, they can run. You can't run taking the ball out of the basket. Now they're getting some stops, Kevin.
This by Stackhouse. McCarty picked up his first foul. This is Nowitzki with now 25 points, missing right there. It's Saturday, 4 o'clock Eastern Time on ABC.
Now the Suns are the kind of team, Kevin, they will let you back in the game. They'll go through some stretches where they'll take some shots, so Dallas still plenty of time.
Suns have outscored Dallas in this fourth, 18-7. Good on the Cody. Rejected by Dirk and cleaned up nicely by Amar'e Stoudemire.
Amar'e Stoudemire now 25 points, 16 rebounds. Energy, hustle, determination.
Jason Terry, and he's got 14. More on Stoudemire, 25 and 16 rebounds, and the rebounds ties his playoff high. Nash has got a triple-double, first of his playoff career. Nice pass to Stoudemire. Dampier picks up the foul.
He has activity, getting out and running. He has 13 second-half points, San Antonio Spurs. But tonight they've played well enough to create opportunities so they can run. Nash is delivering the ball, and they're getting big-time performances from their other teammates.
Nash has a game-high 30. Terry to Howard out there with Stackhouse, Nowitzki, and Finley. That is the Dallas 5, Nowitzki. And Terry gets it with a fresh shot clock. Nash, Stoudemire, Marion, McCarty, and Jackson. Richardson is on the bench with 5 fouls for Phoenix. A 3 by Stackhouse coming at a good time.
Still just a 9-point game. Almost 5 minutes to go.
Dallas admits their last 7 3-point attempts. Nash. Oh, and Stoudemire just blew out the defense of Terry that was scheduled to cover Nash.
That's a wide-open 15-footer. He's a pro. He's going to make 70% of those shots.
Stackhouse has 26. He and Nowitzki lead Dallas. That's a foul.
Laid way back there and allowed Nash just to come off and shoot that 15-foot shot. Dallas playing a lot of one-on-one basketball now.
There's a foul on Shawn Marion.
But you don't want to get caught standing around, because that's when Phoenix's defense.
From the stripe, 27 points.
You can see Phoenix, as their defense has gotten better, they've been able to get high percentage shot. Look at Nash again right there. I mean, that's a 12-footer. And Avery Johnson cannot be happy with that.
Terry again. Howard for 3.
Guess what they're going to run again here, Kevin? If you don't stop. Now they're switched, so they got Nash, and now he finds Stoudemire rolling. So
Amar'e Stoudemire.
We still have about 3:30 to go here. Has 33 field goals on 53 attempts.
And 82 combined points. Finley for 3. 3 of 11 for Michael Finley.
Well, if Phoenix goes on to win this game, Mike D'Antoni's going to look back to the first 5 minutes of that quarter, the fourth quarter, with the play of Jimmy Jackson, the lift he gave this team.
No turnovers for Phoenix, Doug. A very clean fourth quarter. But the game had gone 11. For the fourth quarter, looking very good in protecting the ball. Finley against Richardson playing with 5 fouls. Jackson also playing with 5 fouls and just gave some token defense to the drive of Howard.
Dallas still plenty of time if they can get 2 or 3 defensive stops in a row and score.
Jackson. That's a 3-point shot, and Jim Jackson has had a terrific second half. 19 for the game and 13 in this fourth quarter.
In the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter when they were down were the pivotal points. Once again, Shawn Marion in the air. But Amar'e Stoudemire is a young player who has such an upside ahead of him. And right now, when he gets a few baskets, it really propels the other parts of his game. And that's what happened tonight. He got a few scores, and all of a sudden he's running, he's rebounding, he's blocking some shots.
Phoenix is shooting 56% from the field in this fourth quarter, and no turnovers. Jackson with 3 to shoot. Jimmy Jackson.
Well, as good as Stackhouse has been off the bench with 26, Jimmy Jackson, 21 points.
And 15 in this fourth quarter. Nowitzki for three. Stoudemire reeling in his 17th rebound.
Charles Barkley, I'm sure, smiling back in the studio. He loves when those power forwards rebound the basketball.
Away, saved by Nowitzki, out to Jason Terry. Stackhouse for three and uncovered.
Well, Jerry Stackhouse, 29 points. He has been terrific. 11 of 21 from the floor.
The only bench scoring that Dallas has had tonight, the 29 of Stackhouse.
29-3 bench. Not been a factor tonight, though.
Stackhouse draws the foul.
You know, it's amazing just how the alarm bells go off in the playoffs when you lose one game.
You take a look at the 8-point lead right now in Phoenix. Dallas, if they lose, they'll have to win 2 games, Doug. They've got 7 more offensive rebounds than the Mavs, and they've out-rebounded Dallas tonight by 13 as Phoenix. Big numbers, Nowitzki. Stoudemire, rebound.
Well, you can see what Dallas has done. They said, you know, we're going to stay with shooters, and we're not going to give their three-point shooter shots. Tonight, Phoenix is 5 of 18, but they got into the paint for 66 points. So Dallas is going to have to think about maybe making the Suns have to make some jump shots under pressure.
Richardson with the miss. And even without Joe Johnson, who is thought to be, in many people's mind, the thing that went so well with this Phoenix success is
that when he has a night like that, he's going to bounce back, and that's what he's done tonight. And Steve Nash, once again, has been brilliant.
Stoudemire pushed by Nowitzki.
The coaches, Phil Weber and Mark Ivoroni, both have worked with him. You can see his stroke looks pretty good now. Steps up the line, shooting that ball with confidence, and when he makes that 15-footer, he's unguardable.
Great fourth quarter performances tonight. Here is a three-point shot by Jason Terry. Jackson lost it. Here's a three by Howard. Picked up by Marion. And quickly fouled.
And that little surge he gave him to start the first 5 minutes of that fourth quarter
would be in the next series, which would be the conference finals. You'd have to wear a mask. Getting used to the mask takes a time, too. Ask Richard Hamilton about that up in Detroit. Armstrong watches it sail out of bounds in 0.6 of a second to remain. Phoenix can close out the series in Dallas on Friday in what they called their most important game of the season. The #1 overall seed Phoenix Suns have defeated the Dallas Mavericks by 6. Nash with the triple-double. 33 and 18 from Stoudemire.